Let me ask you a question. What would your life look like if you stopped apologizing for your dreams? What if just for a moment you walked, talked, and acted as if you were already the best? Not someday. Not when you get the degree or the job or the recognition. But now, you see, most people wait. They wait for someone to tell them they're ready. They wait for confidence to magically appear. They wait, and life passes them by. But the high achievers, the winners, the leaders, they don't wait. They act as if they already are who they want to become. And the world responds. Here's the truth. The way you carry yourself tells the world how to treat you. If you act timid, you'll be overlooked. If you act bold, doors open. So today, I want to challenge you to walk like the best, to speak like the best, to lead like the best, to believe deep down that you already have what it takes. Because the moment you act as if you are the best is the moment you start becoming it. I remember one of my early mentors saying to me, Jim, if you want to be successful, act like you already are. At first I thought, well, that sounds like pretending. But it wasn't about faking. It was about faith. Faith in the future version of you. You see, success starts in the mind long before it shows up in your bank account. Before the applause, before the opportunities, before the results. There must be belief. And here's what I learned. You don't get what you want, you get what you are. Let me say that again, slowly. You don't get what you want, you get what you are. And who you are begins with how you think, how you walk, how you speak, how you carry yourself. So how do you begin? You start by standing taller. You walk into the room as if you belong because you do. You stop apologizing for your ambition. You stop shrinking your vision to fit small conversations. You raise your standard. You raise your tone. You raise your life. Because here's the truth. If you want the world to take you seriously, you have to take yourself seriously first. But Jim, I'm not there yet. That's what some people say. They think acting confident means being arrogant. But it's not about pride. It's about posture. Confidence isn't shouting. Confidence is calm. Confidence is quiet strength. Confidence says, I know where I'm going even if you can't see it yet. Act as if. That's the beginning of transformation. Because your mind listens. Your habits listen. And sooner or later, the world listens. Let me ask you something. How do you look at yourself in the mirror? With pride? With power? Or do you glance, sigh, and walk away? Let me tell you, that moment in the mirror, that's your training ground. Look yourself in the eye and say, I'm not perfect, but I am powerful. Say, I'm not there yet, but I'm not staying here. Say, I am becoming someone no one can ignore. Because guess what? If you can't believe in yourself when no one's watching, you won't believe in yourself when everyone's watching. People think growth is external. They want more money, better titles, fancier clothes. But those are just decorations. They fade, they rust, they get outdated. True growth, it happens in silence. In how you think about yourself, in how you talk to yourself, in how you walk into the next room with quiet certainty that you're becoming your best. And here's what happens. When you start acting like the best, when you stop waiting for validation, people around you begin to notice. Not because you shouted, but because your energy changed. Acting as if isn't pretending. It's preparing. It's becoming before arriving. It's claiming the crown before the throne is even built. You must believe in the light even when the room is still dark. Because if you walk like the best, think like the best, show up like the best, it won't be long before you become the best. Don't join an easy crowd. Go where the expectations are high and the pressure to perform is great. Let's begin. Confidence. It's not something you're born with. You don't wake up one morning magically full of belief. Confidence is constructed brick by brick, word by word, step by step. You build it the same way you build a strong body, with resistance, with struggle, with practice. Now listen closely, because this might change the way you see yourself forever. If you want to be the best, you must first act like the best. Not someday. Not after you succeed. Right now. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you see someone powerful or someone waiting for permission? Stand guard at the door of your mind, because what you think of yourself determines how you walk into the world. Confidence isn't walking into the room and thinking you're better than everyone. It's walking in and realizing no one is better than you. Not in spirit, not in potential, not in human worth. They may have more experience, more money, more skills for now, but you've got drive. You've got vision, and that makes you dangerous. Here's a powerful idea. Act as if you already are who you want to become. Want to be a leader? Speak like one. Want to be successful? Dress like it. Walk like it. Think like it. Because when you act as if, your mind starts catching up, and so does the world. You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. How do you change direction? By changing how you carry yourself starting today. Let's talk about how you speak. Some people speak with fear. Others speak with hesitation. But the best speak with clarity, purpose, and conviction. It's not what happens that determines your life future. It's what you do about what happens. And your words, they're the first action. So speak victory, not victimhood. Speak growth, not excuses. Speak belief even when your circumstances try to silence it. Speak like the best even if your knees are shaking, because one day they won't be. Now let's talk about posture. Look around any room and you'll see it. The best don't slouch. They don't shrink. They don't hide. They walk like they belong. They sit like they're ready. They stand like they're going somewhere. And let me tell you something. You don't need to feel confident to start looking confident. But when you do, it creates a loop. A cycle of self-respect. Confidence begins with a decision. I will no longer carry myself like I am less than anyone else. Not today. Not ever again. You want to be the best? Then start showing up as the person who's already arrived. That means speaking on purpose, moving with precision, standing with strength, and working like you deserve to be there because you do. You don't need external validation to start. You just need a little internal fire. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Confidence is not inherited, it's earned. And you earn it every time you choose growth over comfort. Every time you speak truth instead of doubt. Every time you show up fully, no matter how you feel. So the next time you walk into the room, don't wait to feel confident. Decide to be confident. Decide to act like the person you're becoming. Because the truth is this, you are becoming what you repeatedly believe. So believe in strength. Believe in greatness. Believe in you. Speak and walk like the best. And the world will begin to treat you like one. Let me tell you something simple, but powerful. Success doesn't belong to the masses. It belongs to the few. The few who are willing to do what others don't. You see, most people are looking for the easy road, the shortcut. They want the rewards without the work. But success doesn't work like that. It never has. Discipline weighs ounces. Regret weighs tons. Most people avoid the difficult things. They avoid the early mornings. They avoid the reading. They avoid the tough conversations. They avoid the risks. But if you want to live an uncommon life, you must do the uncommon things. Let me give you a truth. If you're not willing to do what others refuse to do, you'll live a life that looks just like theirs. The few read books. They invest in themselves. They train when no one's watching. They work on themselves even when there's no applause. The few don't need external motivation. They are internally driven. They don't just want success. They prepare for it. They become the kind of person success is attracted to. And I'm here to remind you that you can be that person. Let's take something very practical. While others hit snooze, you rise early. While others scroll social media, you read. While others talk about change, you make change. If you want things to change, you have to change. If you want things to get better, you have to get better. Most people wait for perfect timing, but the few act when it's inconvenient. They don't wait for motivation, they create it. And that's the shift. That's the difference. Success isn't found in one grand move. It's built in the quiet choices when no one is watching. Let's be honest. It takes courage to stand apart. When everyone's relaxing and you're working, when everyone's laughing and you're building, when everyone says, "Why are you taking it so seriously?" and you smile and keep going. That's courage. That's growth. That's power. It's not arrogance. It's not pride. It's discipline. It's vision. It's leadership. And sometimes leadership means walking alone. Learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job. You see, your job will make you a living, but working on yourself, that makes you a fortune. Let's take a good look around. Most people live paycheck to paycheck. Most people quit on January goals by February. Most people are full of good intentions, but no consistent action. That's the pattern. And if you want different results, you have to live outside the pattern. Start thinking long-term when others chase short-term. Start saying no when others say yes to every distraction. Start choosing discomfort now so you don't suffer regret later. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Because when you become better, the world doesn't get easier. You get stronger. Let me tell you something. The world won't notice when you start doing what others don't. Not at first. They won't see you wake up at 5 a.m. They won't see you listening to that audiobook while they party. They won't see the late nights or early mornings. But in time, they'll see the results. And the same people who doubted you will ask how you did it. And you'll know. You simply did what they wouldn't. The road to success is narrow. Few walk it. Few finish it. But that's the beauty. Because when you get there, there's space, peace, freedom. So the question is, will you do what others don't? So you can live how others can't? If the answer is yes, then today is the day. You don't need a new year. You don't need permission. All you need is the decision to begin. The same wind blows on us all. It's the set of the sail that determines the destination. So set your sail right. Do what others won't, so you can live a life they only dream about. And when they ask you how, you can smile and say, "I just did what most people refuse to do." That's the key. That's the way. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. There's a quiet battle many people fight inside themselves every day. A battle of worth, of value, of place in this world. It's the voice of inferiority. That little whisper in your mind that says, "You're not good enough. They are smarter than you. You don't deserve success." If you've ever felt that way, you are not alone. But let me be clear, that voice is a liar. It's not the truth. It's not reality. It's fear wrapped in disguise. And you have the power to silence it. I want to tell you something I've learned through my years of experience, through working with thousands of people, and through the moments I struggled the most myself. No one is better than you. That's not a cliche. That's a fact. Let me explain. You see, inferiority comes from comparison, from looking at someone else's journey and saying, "They have more. They started earlier. They're better than me." Comparison is like poison to the soul. It steals your confidence. It steals your joy. It steals your future. When you measure yourself by someone else's standards, you lose sight of your own path, and every step forward becomes weighted with doubt. But hear this carefully. You were born on your own path. You have your own gifts, your own timing, your own unique story. I won't pretend that life is fair. Some start with advantages. Some face more challenges. But that doesn't make them better. It simply makes their journey different. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. It's not about luck or birthright. It's about what you choose to do. If you want to eliminate feelings of inferiority, then focus on growth. Growth in your mind, growth in your habits, growth in your character. Because the person you become is far more important than where you started. How do you fight inferiority? Start by building self-respect. Self-respect is earned by keeping promises to yourself, by setting goals and following through, by choosing courage over comfort. Every small victory builds your confidence. Every time you choose growth, you water the seed of your potential. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. Design your life by committing to your standards. Raise your expectations of yourself. Raise your standards of what you will accept. No one else can do this for you. You are not your past mistakes. You are not your failures. You are not the sum of other people's opinions. Too many people let others define their worth. They wait for approval, for acceptance, for permission. But true confidence comes from within. What you allow yourself to believe determines the life you live. So guard your mind fiercely. Reject the negative voices, especially your own. Let me give you this truth. The world doesn't need more copies. It needs originals. It needs you with your unique talents, your unique gifts, your unique voice. When you stop comparing, when you stop shrinking yourself, when you stop apologizing for being you, that's when your real power begins. Stand tall. Speak with confidence. Carry yourself like the person you are becoming. Because the truth is, no one is better than you. They are just further along on their path. And your time to catch up, to surpass, to excel is now. A big part of eliminating inferiority is changing the way you talk to yourself. Watch your words. Watch your thoughts. Instead of saying, I can't, say, I'm learning. Instead of saying, they're better, say, I'm growing. Instead of saying, I'm not ready, say, I'm becoming ready. These small shifts in language build new neural pathways in your brain. They change your mindset. They change your behavior. And behavior builds results. Let me be clear, success is not just for a select few. It's not reserved for those born into privilege or special talents. Success is for those who believe they deserve it. For those who refuse to settle for less. You deserve success. You deserve happiness. You deserve a life you are proud of. But it starts with belief. And belief starts by knowing you are not less than anyone else. Sometimes, eliminating inferiority means standing alone. It means walking into rooms where you don't know anyone. It means voicing your ideas when others doubt you. It means pushing forward when the crowd tells you to quit. But here's the beautiful part. When you stand in your power, you attract others. You inspire others. You become a leader. The challenge of leadership is to be strong but not rude. Be kind but not weak. Be bold but not bully. Be thoughtful but not lazy. Be humble but not timid. Be proud but not arrogant. Walk that path. Be that leader. So today, start rewriting the story you tell yourself. You are not inferior. You are not less. You are not behind. You are a powerful, capable, growing human being. And no one is better than you. You're not a copy. You're the original. And that makes all the difference. Stand tall, speak loud, and live like the best because you already are. Success is something you attract by the person you become. We've come a long way in this journey. We started with belief. Then we learned to walk and speak like the best. We embraced discipline and chose to do what others won't. We eliminated the lies of inferiority that held us back. Now it's time for the final truth. You must act as if you are already the person you want to be. Not tomorrow. Not when everything is perfect. But right now. The power of acting as if. When you act as if you are confident, successful, and worthy, something incredible happens. Your mind begins to accept the reality you're creating. Your behavior aligns with your beliefs. Your energy changes, and the world responds. You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. And acting as if is the compass. It points you toward the future you desire. Our minds are powerful. They don't always know the difference between what's real and what we vividly imagine. When you act confident, your brain releases chemicals that reduce fear and increase courage. When you speak boldly, your body language reinforces your self-esteem. When you take action, even small steps, you build momentum. And momentum breeds more momentum. You are training your brain and your spirit to accept a new identity, one of strength, power, and success. Boldness is magnetic. When you step into a room with the energy of a leader, people notice. Doors open. Opportunities appear. But here's the catch. If you wait to feel bold, you may wait forever. Boldness is a choice, not a feeling. You don't need to wait until you're fearless. You don't need to wait until you have all the answers. You take the step anyway. You speak up anyway. You move forward anyway. And the world responds in kind. People treat you based on the energy you bring. If you show up unsure and timid, others will treat you that way. If you show up confident and decisive, others will respond to that. The walls we build around us to keep sadness out also keep out the joy. Don't build walls of doubt around yourself. Tear them down by acting boldly even when it feels uncomfortable. Because the truth is, your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. Change your inner world, and your outer world will change. What if you fail? Some of you might be thinking, what if I fail? What if I'm embarrassed? Failure is simply a few errors in judgment, repeated every day. But failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the process. The opposite of success is not trying. So act as if you are successful, even if you stumble. Act as if you are confident, even if you feel fear. Act as if you are worthy, even if doubts creep in. Every step, no matter how small, moves you closer to your dream. Imagine your future self, the person who has achieved the goals you are chasing, the person who carries themselves with pride, confidence, and strength. That future self is not a stranger. That future self is inside you, waiting to be unlocked. Acting as if you are that person is the key to unlocking the door. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't need a sign from the universe. You just need to choose. Choose to be bold. Choose to act as if. Choose to keep moving forward. So today I challenge you. Show up as the person you want to become. Speak as the person you want to be. Walk with the confidence you desire. Because the world doesn't respond to what you say you want. It responds to who you show up as. And when you act as if, the world will rise to meet you. Remember, greatness is not born, it is acted into being. You are not waiting to be great. You are becoming great, one bold action at a time. Before we close today, I want you to take a moment, breathe in deeply, reflect on what we've shared. You've heard the truth. Success isn't magic. It isn't luck. It's not some secret only a few have discovered. It's a process, a journey of daily choices, of belief, of action. Acting as if you are already who you want to be is more than a mindset trick. It's a commitment, a lifestyle, a promise to yourself. You see, the way you show up each day shapes the life you build. If you show up doubting, shrinking, apologizing, your life will reflect that. If you show up confident, bold, and sure, your life will reflect that too. There's no in between. This path isn't always easy. You will face setbacks. You will hear the voices of doubt from others, and even from within. But remember this, every great person you admire once stood where you stand right now. They had fears. They had questions. They had moments when giving up seemed easier. What set them apart was one simple decision. They chose to act as if. They chose to keep moving, to keep believing, to keep growing. And that choice changed everything. You are not less than anyone else. No one has the right to tell you otherwise. No past mistake, no failure, no struggle can diminish your worth. The major value in life is not what you get. The major value in life is what you become. If you take nothing else from this message, take this. Keep showing up. Some days will be harder than others. Some days you won't feel like the best. But show up anyway. Speak up anyway. Act anyway. Every action builds momentum. Every effort compounds over time. And that, my friend, is how you transform your life. You don't have to wait for perfect circumstances. You don't have to wait for permission or validation. You don't have to wait for the right time. The right time is now. Start acting as if. Start believing as if. Start living as if. Because when you do, you become the person who can achieve anything. You become unstoppable.